Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Cash Frequency Workshop. I am so incredibly excited to be delivering this workshop today. The subject of money and financial empowerment is incredibly close to my heart, So before we get started, just want to make sure that you're comfortable, that you have no distractions, or if you do, don't worry, it's fine. A recording will be coming out, but make sure you have a pen and paper handy, okay, a journal or a notepad or something, because there's going to be a lot of really juicy gems being dropped here today, and I want to make sure you capture them. Again, recording is coming out, but you know what, there's nothing better than being in the energy of this transmission as it's being delivered live to you. And also, we're not going to use slides, okay, because this is an energetic transmission. So again, don't worry if you're missing anything. Don't worry if it goes too fast. Don't worry if there are things that you didn't quite catch. Again, the recording will be coming out, and then you can press pause as much as you need to. So without further ado, I'm just going to dive straight in and talk to you about the fact that, I guess, a bit of background about why it is that I'm so passionate about this, and why is it that I want to teach and riff and coach and mentor people on becoming more financially empowered, okay? Culturally, we have so many collective limiting beliefs around the subject of money. It's almost like money and making money, which, by the way, we need not only to survive, but to thrive in this current construct that we live in. It's like making money is treated as a dirty word, which, of course, has the effect of keeping people broke. It keeps people stuck. It keeps people financially disempowered, as opposed to being financially free and truly empowered when it comes to money and finances. And look, I hate to break it to you, but money does make the world go round. As much as we don't like that, as much as we don't want it to be true, and it feels a bit yucky at times, it does make the world go round. And if you're not getting on that train, you're going to get left behind in a state of struggle and just getting by. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me, okay? And I've never wanted that for me, which is why I've taken steps to deeply understand and become an expert at manifestation mastery, and also learn what it takes to be the manifester and holder and grower of money in our experience. So if you've been called to join this workshop, then I just know that, like me, you are being called to live a life less ordinary, and you desire more from life. And look, from a practical standpoint, learning how to be financially empowered will support you during economic turndowns and recessions, of which we have multiples of them in a lifetime due to the way the economic cycles work. And it will support you to make better financial decisions during tough personal times. It will open your eyes to more opportunities to create and build wealth, because when you intrinsically know money and you start to develop a more healthy relationship with it, you start to value it differently, your entire world will begin to shift and change. This is my guarantee to you. You will start to see the world through a different lens. It's through the lens of financial empowerment and confidence when it comes to money, as opposed to scarcity and fear. So you might be wondering, why it is that I, above all other people, or not so much above all other people, but why is it that I am qualified to teach, talk, and riff on the subject of money? And here's why. Here's why I believe I'm qualified to talk about this. I have spent over 20 years working in the investment and banking industry, and I have numerous formal investment qualifications. I know more than most people about finances, okay, and about money and about investing. And let me tell you, everybody, from financial advisors to mortgage advisors to financial planners and private bankers, will talk all day, every day about lending offers, about taxation structures, savings and investment strategies, capital and global markets, but none of them will be talking about the energetics of money and how you, not your employment status, gets to decide your level of income, impact, and influence that you get to have in this world. So Based on the time that I've spent in the world of finance, it goes without saying that financial education and empowerment is so close to my heart. It's something that just really excites me. And I've always loved being in the world of financial markets and working with massive financial numbers. You know, I'm talking multiple billions, okay? Multiple millions, multiple billions, hundreds of millions. And so it's natural for me to evolve this passion and combine my financial education with my deep passion, experience, and expertise of manifestation mastery and energetics to kind of plug that gap, okay, between educating yourself financially in terms of black and white, and then marrying that up with manifestation mastery and energetics, which is going to give you an edge when it comes to becoming financially empowered and ultimately more free. And that is my deepest desire and my life's mission, is that more and more people become financially empowered and ultimately more free. That, for me, is it. That is everything. And every single day, I'm deeply grateful that I get to share this transformational information with other people, because for me, there is only up. There is only more personal power. There is only more freedom into the hands of good people, people like you, people like me. And so I've made it my life's mission to change and drive all of that forward. So in the Cash Frequency Workshop, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 foundational pillars of money manifestation, the energetic keys to freedom, empowerment, and financial abundance, the 8 rules for developing a healthy relationship with money. Yes, you are in a relationship with money, and 10 mindset shifts to attune you to wealth. Okay. So let's kick off with the 5 foundational pillars of money and manifestation. The number one thing that I'm going to lead on with this workshop, and something I want you to get really super clear on, is this. Money manifestation is not actually about the money. Yes, I said it. Money in and of itself is just a tool. It is just an enabler. It's just an amplifier of who we are inside. It doesn't, and it never will, actually buy you happiness. Money manifestation occurs when we decide on and believe in our worthiness to live a certain way of life, a certain standard of life, okay, with certain things in it. And then if that requires us to earn a certain amount of money to get there, then that is what we will manifest in order for us to live the life that we desire. It is an incredibly imperative pivot that you make in your mindset, and that will enable you to start aligning your energetic frequency with money accordingly. And it will become clear through the workshop as to why this statement is so important. Because what it does is it removes the resistance, okay? It removes resistance that gets created when we need money. When we're in a need of money, it creates resistance in the manifestation process. So your job is to simply know what it is that you deeply desire, and then you ask for it. Okay, it is that simple. But we are absolute experts as human beings at complicating it. So what I'm going to do is start the workshop by delving into the 5 foundational principles of manifesting money. Okay, now pillar number 1 is to deeply understand and get behind and truly believe with every single fiber of your being that anything you desire in life gets to be yours. It gets to be yours. Not because of who you are or how hard you work or where you were born. No, you get to have it all because you desire it. Okay. And anything that you can desire, you are inherently worthy of. That is it. It is no more complicated than that. And the other super important fact that I want you to understand is that the only thing standing in your way of receiving your deepest dreams and desires is your past programming, your conditioning, your thoughts, subconscious beliefs and habits, all of which can be changed, upgraded, up-leveled, starting today. Your beliefs create your reality. Not the beliefs you're conscious of, but the ones that are buried deep in your subconscious mind. Pillar number 2 is everything is energy, including money. Energy vibrates, okay, at certain frequencies that seek out like frequencies, okay? Like attracts like, right? You've probably heard that in manifestation speak. Think of it like a guitar string. When you pluck the guitar string, it vibrates at a certain tone. And then if there's another string within the vicinity that can match that frequency, it starts to vibrate of its own accord. That is what's known as vibrational resonance. You and I are no different. We are energetic beings having a human experience. Money is just energy. It is energy. It responds to your energetic frequency. Your predominant thoughts and emotions towards money are what determines your frequency and thus what you magnetize or not into your financial experience. Pillar number three is that we all have a money story and a financial blueprint. This creates your financial thermostat. Okay, think of it like a heating thermostat. We are all set at a unique thermostat level created by our own unique past experiences when it comes to money and building wealth, or not, as may be the case in your experience growing up. What happens when we attempt to grow past a certain level of income and impact that is higher or greater than the level that our thermostat is set at? We unconsciously shift by thinking, making decisions, and acting in a way, all subconsciously, that reverts us back to where our thermostat is set. It automatically brings us back down to where we're set. And it makes it difficult for most people to break past and move into a higher income bracket from where they are today. Those that do come into very large sums of money unexpectedly, and even those through exceptional talent move into super high income brackets, so think film stars and pop stars and professional sports people, are at high risk of losing it all and reverting back to their old money story and thermostat level if they've not done the work to raise that thermostat level. It is why a lot of sports professionals become gamblers and addicts, and why many lotto winners end up bankrupt. A very high proportion end up bankrupt. And it's because their financial blueprint and thermostat has not been adjusted, upgraded to match their current financial result. And that thermostat works really hard to bring us back to the level it is set at all times, okay? Your income and your impact can only grow to the extent that you do. Pillar number 4. This is 4. Pillar number 4. Know what it is that you want, and more importantly, know why it is that you want it. The golden rule of money manifestation is that it is not about the money. You might think it is, and that when you have the money, it will solve all that ails you, but it won't. Money, again, is just a tool, a neutral resource, and an enabler. What will serve you so much better on your money manifestation and mastery journey is this: decide what you desire and why you desire it. Make this your absolute laser focus every single day, and I promise you the money will flow and it will follow. So many people are perpetually focused on what it is that they don't want, where it is that they don't want to be, or what it is that they still don't have. And this act repels the very thing that they want to attract. Knowing what it is that we desire sends a very clear signal to the universe. It creates laser focus on our desires, and where our focus goes, our energy flows, and then what we focus on expands. Knowing why we desire it creates an emotion around it. It creates an emotional attachment to why we want it, or to our desire. Emotion is key. Emotion is simply energy in motion. It's emotion that creates magnetism. And look, manifestation mastery is just simply the act of becoming a magnet for all that we desire, no more, no less than that. And then that leads me on to pillar number 5, okay? Emotional mastery, perhaps more importantly, self-mastery, is the key that will unlock financial abundance for you. And let me explain why emotional mastery is one of the most powerful tools in your manifestation mastery arsenal. The law of attraction stipulates that energy attracts like energy. It doesn't attract good or bad energy. It just attracts like energy, energy that's the same or similar. This is why when it comes to manifestation, we don't attract what we want. We often attract what we are at the level of our energetic frequency. And emotions are simply energy in motion. And so this is what determines our energetic frequency and therefore our magnetism. And there are actually only 2 core emotions, only 2. They are love and they are fear. all other emotions on the spectrum are derived from these two core emotions. And you can think of love as positive and fear as negative. However, all emotions are valid and they all serve a purpose, okay? None are bad or good, okay? They all serve a purpose. They are all there for us, okay? They're serving us, regardless of how painful they feel or how good they feel. In manifestation, if we are focusing negatively in on what it is that we don't want day to day, we are in a fear state emotion. If we're focusing positively on what it is that we do desire day in, day out, we are in a love state of emotion. Okay, things like, eagerness and excitement. And, if we're, thinking negatively, it can feel like frustration, or worry or doubt. When it comes specifically to money, the key to getting what you desire is knowing how to ask. How to ask, okay, is an art form. For example, if you're asking for something and your request is drenched in fear, scarcity and worry, like you need it, then you are going to attract circumstances that perpetuate or even grow that fear-based emotional state. Asking from a place of, I need more money, or I do not have enough to pay my bills, or if I don't get enough money, my life will be ruined, then I urge you to tap into and think about what you are vibrating emotionally when you're in that frame of mind, and make a pivot, change it, switch it up. Emotional mastery is simply an awareness of how we're feeling moment to moment. It is checking in, feeling our feelings, honoring our feelings. It's processing our emotions that don't feel good or serve us at the highest. And above all, it's not acting on fear-based emotions before we've had time to reflect on them and process them out. Look, I do not advocate for toxic positivity, okay? There is way too much of it on the internet, particularly on Instagram. You cannot be in a positive emotional state all of the time, okay? That is simply not the human experience. Self-awareness and a pivot towards a thought and then a feeling towards something that feels better is all you need to do to create better magnetism, stronger magnetism, and be a vibrational match for more of what you do desire to experience in your reality. So let's talk about the energetic keys to freedom, empowerment, and financial abundance. And it is this. It is to get focused and intentional. Learning, practicing, and embodying manifestation as a way of life will create mastery over time. There is something super magical that happens when we go on this journey inward, okay, inward, and learn to master the art of manifestation. See everything through the lens of energetics and work with the laws of the universe. And that is we become unfuckwithable. We are unfuckwithable when we do this. Money mastery, money manifestation is no exception, okay? The same rules apply to manifesting money as it is to manifesting a dream partner. It is simply energy and magnetism. And when you start to view the world through energy and magnetism and your role that you're playing in that, it completely changes your life. It changes the game. It puts you back in the driving seat and back in the seat of control of your own destiny and your own life. And that is what I desire for you. So let's zone in on how we can unlock the keys to financial freedom, empowerment, and abundance that we desire with this 5-step process, okay? Number 1 is turning goals into gold. Now, you may think, yes, Kath, I'm very goal orientated. I always set my goals. Me too. This is nothing new to me, okay? Or you, I'm sure. However, did you know that there is an art form to setting goals, which ensures that you don't only achieve them, but you exceed them and achieve them ahead of time, all of the time. When it comes to money in particular, there is a certain way that you should set your goals for success. Goals focus your thoughts, okay? And it formats them in the right way for the universe to understand your visualizations, okay? It keeps your visualizations consistent and non-random, and it focuses your energy. That is why you need to set goals. Yes, setting goals is important, but when it comes to wealth, there is a way to set goals to manifest money fast, okay? Now we'll cover how to turn goals into gold, quite literally. It is not enough to just have a goal or a desire for something more. what supercharges the goal setting process is to connect with the emotion of it. Okay. And the best way to do that is to have a clear and compelling why for desiring to manifest it. And to expand on that is to make this why bigger than you. Okay. The bigger the why, but the more impactful your why on people around you, society, community, whatever that might be, the bigger the why, the stronger your chance of manifesting it fast. Always write your goals in an affirmative manner. For example, don't say, I never want to miss paying a bill again. And say, I earn enough to pay my bills, live how I want to, and enjoy myself and have money left over to invest. Okay. Don't focus on the how. No. The how is not your job. Okay. Your job is to simply intend, set, believe, and trust that this gets to be yours. And then you take the aligned action and make the aligned moves when they present themselves or you feel inspired to take the action. Okay. It's feel good action. And then always keep your goals beyond your comfort zone. You wouldn't believe how many people set their goals and it's like, you know, like a mini tiny step, baby step away from where they are right now. No, your goals have to be stretching, really stretching. Okay. And this is where people get stuck, is that they don't dare to dream big because they don't truly believe that their dreams get to be possible for them. But when we go back to the rule that you get to have it all, okay, without exception, your desires are not wrong. You get to receive your desires just because you desire them and you are worthy of them. You know then that you can achieve everything that you dream and desire of. Stretch your goals. And then finally, take time to ground in every single day and connect with the positive energy of your goals. The best way to do this is to visualize them. Okay, it is to visualize them and imagine the attainment of them. The absolute key, again, is to feel the emotion of already having it. Consistency is key. I'm not going to go through visualization boards and things. You probably know all of that. Okay, if you don't, create a vision board. I have a vision box. I also journal. Okay, I ground into the emotion of what I desire because I visualize through journaling. I also do something called a perfect day journaling exercise, where I write out my perfect day and I connect to the emotion of that. Sometimes it can take, you know, half an hour. Sometimes I do it really fast. Whatever it is that works for you to enable you to ground into the emotion of the wish, desire already being fulfilled. Okay. So number 2 is being. Okay. This is your beingness. Okay. This is your internal state. So in manifestation, we must be before we do, which then results in us having the thing that we desire. Being is simply a state of being, okay, like being happy. Being is the very first cause of creation. And this is because beingness, for example, our way of being and showing up in the world informs our thoughts, which creates speaking and action, which then aligns us energetically to magnetize in and receive our desires. That is how it works, okay? It's manifestation in action. The first step to manifesting more money into our experience in creating wealth is to be wealthy. Being wealthy is actually an internal state. What most of us do is say, I'll be wealthy when I have the money. No, be wealthy now and the money will magnetize in. That is how manifestation actually works. You make a decision. This is how you do it. You make a decision to be wealthy now. You get to decide right now. I am deciding to be wealthy. You need nothing outside of yourself to make this decision. Nobody tells you when to make this decision. You make it today. Once you make the decision to be wealthy, you start to become wealthy. It starts to inform your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your behaviors, your habits, etc. Okay, and then it starts to unfold from there. Where we do fall down is that we try to make money, get money, and grow wealth. It's like something that's difficult and stressful to manifest outside of ourselves, a lot of hustle and hard work, okay? The pivot for you is to just be wealth. Be wealth. Be a state of wealth. You don't get to get happiness, okay? You just choose to be happy. So choose wealth. Wealth is no different. It is simply a state of being. Yes, you are that powerful. It gets to be that easy. Believe it. When you choose to be in a certain state right here and now, You activate the fastest force of creation. You create what is known as a quantum leap by becoming a future version of yourself who already has all of the things ahead of time, by moving your consciousness into a future version of you. Okay, this is quantum physics. You quite literally are bringing a future version of yourself forward into the now present moment from a future dimension. Okay, that is how this works. Fast. Number 3 is acting. Okay, this is your receiving state. So some people value action over everything and achieve success purely on action through a lot of hard work, hustle, and grind. At least that's what they think is happening. Okay, action equals output. Okay, that's what they think. The more action I put in, the more output I get out. The truth is, action is the very last component of the creation process. And not all action is created equal. You can do it by working smarter, not harder. And how we do that is through energetics. Taking action is actually acting. Action is acting. Okay, you can act very strongly and make some progress, but it takes an enormous amount of energy to do it. Okay, it's what I refer to as forced action. And as a result, we are manufacturing our manifestations. Okay, people will say, I've manifested all of these amazing things, but they're working, 70-hour weeks and they're burnt out and they're stressed and they're not actually really very happy. They're manufacturing their manifestations. Manifestation mastery happens when we prepare our spirits, okay? We prepare our soul by connecting to ourselves, our deeper self. Our beingness is being prepared. We are confident, motivated, and focused. Our minds are also prepared, okay? Our actions are effortless and they feel good. We are well rested and not burnt out. Okay, that is a manifestation state, okay? Not hustle, grind, and hard work and sacrifice. We create the experience of receiving our desires, the money and wealth that we desire, firstly at the level of our soul or spirit, in our beingness, okay, which is how we believe and how we show up daily, then in our minds, and then finally in our action. Okay, so it goes being, thinking, action, okay? That's how it goes. And forced action looks something like this. I'll give you some examples. So you do something because you feel you have to. You do something because you're trying to manipulate a certain outcome. You do something out of FOMO or because you feel obligated. You do something that actually moves you away, not towards the woman you're becoming, the results that you want, the woman who's achieved everything that she set her desires to. And then inspired action looks like this. You take action that you want to take and are happy to take. You take action that you want to take, not what someone else wants of you or expects of you to take. Your action is guided. It feels intuitively right in your heart and in your gut, okay, not just in your head. And your action is perfectly lined up and is moving you towards your goal, okay? Put quite simply, inspired action feels good in the body. Forced action feels restrictive in the body. So when you're tapping into how everything feels, you start to understand, when am I in a place of forcing action versus when I am actually inspiring action, okay? Number 4 is certainty, creating certainty. This is faith, trust, and surrender. And this is probably the trickiest bit to get right, because so many of us naturally want to obsess over how it's going to happen or who it's going to happen with or when it has to happen. And all of this comes from our ego need to be in control of what is going on, but focusing on the how will literally repel it away from you because it triggers feelings of doubt. Doubt is a fear emotion. You are out of alignment with your desires when you are in doubt, fear, and worry. It's not happening yet. I can't see it yet. Doesn't matter. If you desire it, it's already been created in the 5D realm. Okay, you're just magnetizing it into your 3D physical reality. It's a matter of timing. The art of letting go is simply the practice of surrender. Okay, having faith and trusting deeply that it is already done and it will arrive in the perfect time. Quite simply, you will wonder how to do it until you wonder how you did it. You know, another quote, let go and let God. People say these things for a reason, but they have truth in them, okay? They're profoundly truthful. Your ability to surrender, have faith and trust is you stepping into your divine feminine power, okay? It's you leaning back. It's you trusting the masculine structures that you have in order to be in your feminine power. When we force outcomes, we manipulate to get what we want, we push for what we desire, we're actually in wounded masculine energy. And yes, you can subscribe to that hustle and grind life to get what you want. Plenty of women are out there doing that and are succeeding. Plenty of people are out there doing that and succeeding. But it comes at a cost, and it's usually true fulfillment, happiness, and even your health. And subscribing to this means that you are manufacturing your manifestation. You achieve because you're simply in super ambitious hustle, work hard mode. And it's draining. I have been there myself. I know intimately how this feels. And there is a much, much better way. So the much, much better way is obviously having deep trust that it gets to be possible for you, having unwavering and unshakable faith that it is already on its way to you, and surrendering to the how and when it has to manifest. Okay, you're surrendering that to a higher power. And number 5 is clearing. Okay, it's creating a clear channel and letting go of limiting conditions and attachments. So this is a meaty bit. So on our journey to manifesting the level of income, impact, and wealth that we truly desire, we will come up against energetic blocks, limitations, fears, and sabotage patterns that will slow down the receiving of all that we desire. It's what we refer to as it creating resistance in the process, right? You might have heard that term before. It's creating resistance in the manifestation process. So here are some of the major ways that this happens and what you can do to shift it. Number 1 is your environment. So the impact our environment has on us cannot be underestimated. So many people think of environment as air quality, and pollution and global warming. Our environment is quite simply everything. It includes the tribe we grew up in, the influences of the people around us during the time that we were little sponges, soaking it all up as children. It includes where we live now, how clean and spacious our homes are, our social status, the foods we consume, the air that we breathe. It's what we consume with our minds, TV, Netflix, social media, books. It's the thoughts we habitually think and the feelings we habitually feel. It's the 5 people who as adults we now spend the most time with. And also environment isn't just about our outer world, it's also about our inner world. So I want you to reflect on this and ask yourself these really important questions. Okay, write these down. This is a journaling exercise for you if you want to do this. How do I feel in the spaces I spend the most time in? How does it feel to me? Does it feel constricting, stressful? Does it feel expansive, influential? Do I enjoy it? How do I feel about the people or around the people, I spend the most time with? So how do I feel around the people I spend the most time with? How do I feel in my own body after I eat, drink, move, or don't move? And then what are my habitual thoughts and habitual daily routines? How are they making me feel? So ponder on those 4 questions, okay? And whatever comes up for you, if it isn't good, if it isn't serving you, then it's a cue for you to go, okay, I can pivot, I can make a change here, okay? I can move into a better environment in order to clear up any resistance that I've got in my manifestation process. Number 2 is self-sabotage. So look, we all have an ego. Its main role is to simply keep us safe, okay? It does it through creating fear emotions, fear thoughts, which result in sabotage behavioral patterns. And here's the thing that many of us try and do when we realize that our ego is the chief saboteur of our lives and our results. So we try to reject it. We try to vilify it. We hate on our egos. We try to kill our egos, through various different plant medicine ceremonies. This is not the way. The ego, our egos are an integral part of us. It is who we are. Yes, they were formed when we were primitive human beings, and they tend to just get in the way for the most part these days, but it also keeps us from jumping off buildings and doing insanely risky shit. The key here is to integrate our egos. We do that by accepting that it is a necessary part of us. It is us. It's accepting of them. It's welcoming that part of us, okay? It can even be being thankful for that part of us. We can choose to love our egos and to thank our egos, and then learn to work with our egos, okay? Here's some of the common limiting patterns of behavior I do see, okay, that comes up, which are self-saboteurs. We fail to take radical responsibility for our results, and we revert or blame or become a victim of circumstance, okay? We give away our power by failing to say no, not setting firm boundaries, not asking for what it is that we want and putting everyone else's needs, okay, ahead of our own. We are indecisive and we indulge in procrastination and perfectionism as a way to protect ourselves from the perceived pain of failure. This is a biggie. This comes from us not feeling like we're good enough, okay, which is a self-saboteur. It's actually a subconscious program that many of us run. And the biggie is that we fail to believe in ourselves fully and unapologetically. Number 3 is limiting beliefs. So your beliefs shape, drive, and create everything in your reality. You could even say that you are your beliefs. We are the sum total of our beliefs. The degree and depth of your transformation will be equal to the degree that you believe you can. And the degree to which you believe you are worthy, deserving, and already wildly enough. It's the degree to which you believe in your innate capacity to be, do, and have everything that you desire. It's the degree to which you believe in your own personal power. It's the degree to which you believe it all gets to be possible for you. However, your beliefs can work against you. And many of us are carrying around with us in our subconscious mind beliefs about ourselves and the world that is incredibly limiting. This is especially true when it comes to money, okay, and growing wealth, okay, and believing that we're worthy and deserving of it all. Limiting beliefs are called that because they limit us. They keep us fearful, keep us in judgment. I'll even go as far as to say they keep us imprisoned in our own current realities. We struggle to reach another level, okay, because of our beliefs. Almost all of our beliefs were implanted in our subconscious minds as children between the age of 0 to 7. Beliefs trigger thoughts, which trigger feelings, which trigger actions to something that we are experiencing in the world. Then our experience in that moment, say we've reacted negatively to something that someone has said that's made us feel bad, feeds back into the subconscious mind and reinforces that belief further. But here's the thing, it is just a program, and a program can be changed with something more positive and empowering, something that serves us, something that's going to allow us to reach that next level of abundance, of wealth, of money. A new set of beliefs, new and empowering beliefs, are incredibly easy to implant, okay, incredibly easy to implant. Number 4 is emotions. So another way we get all blocked up is by our emotions, okay? And I've already touched on emotional mastery and how imperative it is. So we've already established that emotions are simply energy in motion and are actually our own very unique and powerful guidance system. Okay, emotions are quite simply wonderful. Whether they're good or bad doesn't matter. It's what separates us from primates. It's our ability to feel every single emotion in the spectrum. But here's how they work against us. Most of us, I believe, are from the UK who are potentially listening to this, but in the Western world and particularly in the UK, we have what's called a stiff upper lip. We quite literally are, conditioned by society to just brush it off, right? Brush it off. Try again, brush it off, carry on. I think there's even, keep on carrying on, however it's called, all of mugs and merchandise and things, it can come across as quite cold and emotionless, okay, compared to maybe some of our Latin counterparts on the continent. But I would even go as far as to say that a show of emotion can make us feel uncomfortable, but it's not a good thing, because emotions are energy, and energy cannot be destroyed, it is simply converted. So if we're not processing our negative emotions, if we're not feeling our emotions, if we're avoiding or numbing out from our emotions and swallowing down our emotional pain, it simply gets trapped in our bodies. This is what somatic healing is all about. It's releasing trauma from our cells. This stuff gets stored in our cells, and over the long term, trapped energy affects sleep, happiness, even creates disease in the body. Disease is simply dis-ease, and you're not feeling easy over a sustained period of time. That's because you've got negative emotion trapped in your body from trauma or experiences that, were a little bit painful. But look, nothing on this is taught in the mainstream. But it is absolutely imperative that we learn emotional connection and processing. So what does emotional processing actually look like? Okay, how can we release this resistance that we have in our manifestation process? And quite simply, it's allowing the feeling to be there and to feel all of it. The more we feel, the more we release it. It's feel to heal, feel to heal. And It's reconnecting with your emotions and allowing the full spectrum of emotion to be felt. Therapy, counseling, hypnotherapy, talking about it, even just journaling on it allows you and helps you to process emotion. And if we all learn to do this and, you know, made it an acceptable must do in society, think of how much happier and wealthier we would all be. So here are some tools to clear up blockages. Okay. Number one is identifying what limiting and negative beliefs you have around your ability to achieve your money goals and replace it with new ones. Number two is to reinforce your new beliefs in your subconscious mind with positive affirmations. Number three is hypnotherapy for deep and long-lasting rewiring of the subconscious mind for success. And number four is emotional processing and being super intentional with this, okay? Practice doing this. Of course, you can use EFT as well, which is tapping, which I highly recommend. It's excellent. You can go on YouTube and get some, you know, free videos for that. So I've got some journaling prompts for you as well on this particular section. So number one is, what sabotage patterns are currently present that have prevented you from achieving and receiving everything you desire up to now? Number two is, what new and empowering beliefs do you want to insert? And I want you to write as many of your new and empowering beliefs that you want to start with, beginning each sentence with, I choose to believe, I choose to believe. And then I want you to practice turning those I choose to believe statements into positive affirmations, okay? Do it for 21 days. Repeat them for 21 days. So moving on to the 8 rules for developing a healthy relationship with money. So by developing a healthy relationship with money, you become an energetic match for it. So here are some rules to live by, literally live by these rules, okay, for developing and deepening your relationship with money in order to match up your energetic frequency. Yes, you are in a relationship with money. And cultivating that relationship is no different to cultivating any other healthy relationship in your life. So rule number 1, money loves purpose. Money loves purpose. This goes back to the very first point I made at the start of this workshop, and that is that money manifestation is actually not about the money. Shock horror. Here's why. Money loves purpose. Money is energy. Energy has to flow into things. It likes to create things, okay? The deeper, more beneficial and contributory towards society your purpose for money is, the more it magnetizes towards you. So wanting or needing money, needing actually creates resistance in our energetic field. Need usually comes from a place of fear, lack, and scarcity. And then we become a match for more of the same to flow into our experience. When we shift our intention, our focus and our emotions from needing the money to desiring the money for a greater purpose, a big vision, then it resonates much more strongly, okay, with it. Tying this back into a relationship scenario, okay, just any other relationship. If we were to come across a desperate or needy partner, or they were needy or desperate towards us, we would potentially feel smothered, and they would repel us, or we would repel them, as opposed to attracting them, okay? We've all been there in a dating scenario. Money is no different. Money is no different. So when setting your goals, focus more on the end result, the goal thing you are manifesting that requires the money, rather than the monetary amount yourself. For example, a lot of people fall down on this. I want £1 million or $1 million, versus I want to buy land to develop and sustain, develop a sustainable eco retreat for people to come and relax in. That's the purpose. You know, I want, I don't know, pluck a figure out of thin air, £250,000 because I want to go and buy land in Costa Rica and I want to build an eco retreat. Okay, that's my dream. That is the purpose, okay? That is what is going to magnetize that money towards me. It's not, I just need £1 million or £250,000. Rule number 2 is understand what money really is. Understand what it really is. So here's the truth about money. Money is just one big illusion. It is not what we think it is or what we've been conditioned to think it is. When we are focused on money in the way that we're conditioned to, we're actually focused on the shadow side of money. So the shadow side of money is your outgoings and bills, your cash, your figures in your bank, your savings, etc. The pounds and pence, the cents and dollars. The transformational pivot that I want you to get really, really clear on and take away from this workshop is that it is much more healthier and magnetic to view money through the lens of its intrinsic value, the value within you and the value within other people. And giving, spending, earning money, flowing money is simply an exchange of value between people. It's seeing the purpose of your money rather than the transaction, if that makes sense. So our internal value, aka our self-worth, is what creates and manifests money. That is what manifests money. It is our self-worth. And when we develop a really strong internal value within ourselves and others, your money and your wealth will increase and rise in correspondence to this. It is an absolute guarantee. Okay, and I speak about this on my social media platforms. Our ability to attract and hold wealth is directly attributed to how much we value ourselves. Okay, and that can be difficult because, of course, it triggers a lot of people. Of course, we value ourselves. Of course, we think we're enough. Of course. But somewhere in your subconscious mind, you are potentially running old patterns and conditions that are actually saying, no, I'm not worthy. And no, I still need to work on this. And there are levels to that healing game as well. So rule number 3 is that money loves speed. Money loves speed. Money loves it when we act fast on ideas that will generate it. Okay. Money that moves fast is high vibrational. Okay. Just like energy that moves fast is high vibrational. Okay. Think about it. All moving around like this. When we are acting fast and in alignment with our goals, we match the frequency of fast moving money. That is then magnetized in as we take advantage of and create opportunities for it to flow in, when we create containers for it to flow in. Now, I'm not saying take all the risks under the sun. No, your moves must be aligned with your end goals. Okay. However, notice where you're procrastinating or you're leaning too much into perfectionism, which is preventing you from acting on opportunities, acting fast, and creating this energetic momentum for cash to flow in. This isn't just about, entrepreneurial opportunities or side hustles or anything like that. This can apply to your career too. It can apply to doing things that will generate a bigger bonus, okay, or a promotional opportunity. Rule number 4 is giving and flowing. Okay, money is energy. Energy has to flow. So when we restrict or we hoard money through doubt, fear, or worry, which many people do, we restrict the flow of money. We restrict it. The act of trying to save money, pinch the pennies or the cents, get the rainy day fund going, actually prevents even more money from flowing in. Okay, it is a zero-sum game. Of course, yes, you need savings, you need investments, you need things that that you feel really good about. Penny pinching or pinching the cents is not it. Okay, it's a zero-sum game. Yes, you have to be sensible with giving and spending and flowing, but ensure that when you do give and spend, you are doing so with positive intent. Intention is everything in manifestation. Intention is everything in manifestation. If we spend in joy and gratitude and appreciation and affirm that as we do this, even more money will flow into our experience, that is what we will experience. That is what we'll experience. If we spend in scarcity, worry, or doubt, or we feel that we don't really deserve it, or we shouldn't have it, or we're paying bills in resentment or giving out of obligation, then we restrict the flow of money. We restrict the flow of money. The key here is not to logically express positive intent. Don't express it logically. It is to feel the emotion of positive intent. It is to feel the positive intent of when I'm flowing this money, it is doing X, it is doing Y. And that leads me on to rule number 5, which is gratitude. Gratitude is the act of sealing the deal. Okay. Gratitude is where the universal law of cause and effect really comes into play, because you attract that which you are grateful for and appreciative for. The emotion of genuine gratitude and appreciation for all of life and the experiences and people in it is truly your manifestation superpower. That goes for all manifestations, not just money. The key when it comes to supercharging our manifestation process is to be deeply, deeply grateful for your desires before they have manifested into the 3D physical reality, because you believe and you know that it already gets to be yours. It is already yours. It's already been created because you've desired it and you've put emotion behind it. Gratitude simply speeds up the reception of your desires because it is a statement of belief. It's a statement of belief. You are already in a genuine state of appreciation and gratitude for what you're about to receive. However, in reality, you have already created it. You're just waiting to experience it in the 3D. That is the pivot. So practice gratitude every single day for your outflows, inflows, purchases, wins. I use the notes in my iPhone to keep an abundance tracker. I also journal in the gratitude diary. It really gets me into the, again, feeling emotion of being grateful. And as ever, it is the feeling of it, okay, rather than the act of being grateful that creates magnetism. It is not the act, okay? The act is simply acting. It is the feeling, always the feeling. So I've got some journaling prompts for financial empowerment, okay? A financial empowerment audit. So do feel free to write these down and reflect on these if you're called to do it. So I want you to write down and think about, who am I when I'm not in struggle? Where is it that I'm giving my power away? What are 10 things I can do for me and my loved ones if I had everything that I desired? Where am I blocking the flow of cash? And where am I grateful for money daily? I want to have a think about those and write those in. So finally, rule number 6, okay, is self-worth. So I've touched on self-worth, and I do talk about it a lot in my social media platforms, but the direct link, this is the direct link, okay? Self-worth is the direct link between how you feel about yourself and your worthiness and your ability to manifest money, hold it, and grow your wealth. When you master self-worth, when you master self-trust, that is when you create the masculine kind of structure of safety and security that you need internally in order for your feminine to fully flow, okay? Feminine is what receives, okay? Masculine gives, feminine receives. Receiving energy is feminine, but you've got to have a strong base of safety and security in order for that to flow in. You do that by creating really powerful self-worth and self-trust. So look, that statement can be a really hard pill to swallow for some people and can trigger you. So obviously take this as fair trigger warning, but your relationship with money reflects your relationship to yourself. It's facts. And it's something that I'm deeply, deeply passionate about. And that is the subject of understanding and healing self-worth wounds. And in the process of doing that, turning up the dial on your capacity to receive and build wealth. And this is because the worthiness wound is a major self-saboteur that limits us from receiving all that we truly desire and leveling up our lives. Your level of self-worth, or how you deeply feel about your worthiness to receive abundance and all the good things that life has to offer, and positive experiences, directly impact your ability to attract and hold on to money. And look, this all happens at the level of the conscious mind, yes, stuff that we're aware of day to day, but it also happens at the level of the subconscious mind, which you're not aware of, and even at the level of the unconscious, which is your energetic signature. So most money mindset trainings and strategies only focus on mindset when it comes to money and how to spend, save, invest money as a utility. However, your capacity to receive and hold money, aka generate actual wealth instead of one, in one hand out the other, goes way, way deeper than just money mindset and how to play with money. It is how you feel about yourself. It is deeper subconscious layers of conditioning that is mirrored back to you through your relationship with money. Okay. If that kind of existential healing is something, and by the way, it's absolutely life-changing. If that's something that has piqued your interest and it's something you want to explore and go deeper into, that is healing your relationship with money from the inside out, my Wildly Worthy and Fucking Wealthy program is designed to do exactly that. Do email me directly or drop me a DM on the socials to have a chat about whether this could be right for you. It's application only. And obviously the details are also in my Instagram bio as well. Rule number 7 is to know the difference between desire and want. This is really, really important. Really, really important differentiation, okay? You might think desire and want are the same thing. They are not. They are poles apart. This is why. When it comes to energetics, words and language have real meaning. Words and language also carry an energetic frequency of their own. So when it comes to money manifestation and building wealth, the key differentiator I want you to learn is that between the words, it is between the words want and desire. Okay, it's knowing the difference between these two. So wanting something indicates that you do not have something, which carries an energetic frequency of lack. By wanting for something, you are in a state of not having it, and you attract at the level of your energetic frequency, which is your state of being. If your state of being is in wanting, you're in a state of lack. Lack, so want equals lack, desperation, and neediness. And remember, in building a relationship with money, as you would with another human being, it will have the effect of repelling it away from you. As long as we're in a state of wanting, we cannot get that which we wish for. The dictionary actually defines the word want as the following: to be without lack, to be destitute or needy, a defect or fault, to be absent, deficient, or lacking. Ouch. We don't want to want. Let's erase want from our vocab immediately. Desiring, however, and desire carries a very different energetic frequency, and it doesn't equate to you not yet having something. Desire implies already having. It puts you in a state of getting and receiving. Okay. The dictionary defines the word desire as to express a wish for or request, the natural longing that is excited by the enjoyment or thought of any good that impels action, an eager wish to obtain or enjoy. Very different, very, very different energies attached to those meanings. So wanting just tells the universe to keep creating conditions that are keeping you in a state of wanting. And it makes it impossible to manifest until you switch into a state of receiving. And that is by moving into a state of delicious desire. Rule number 8 is to get intimate with your numbers. Yes, we're in a relationship, okay? Relationships require intimacy in order to be successful. And how we do this with money is that we are a good custodian of our money. Okay, by being a good custodian, we recreate a much more intimate and healthy relationship with money. So we know our numbers, okay? Know your numbers, okay? What we track, we achieve, and where our focus goes, our energy flows, okay? Tracking is important. Having intentions around, money that you want to manifest is important, okay? But also business numbers, sales projections, whatever it is, whatever business it is that you're in, track your numbers. Have a debt elimination plan in place if it is unmanageable. Know your income and outgoings. Set intentions around your money-making activities. Something I want to say there about debt, okay? A really, really pivotal reframe for me that was absolutely transformative when it came to debt elimination is that debt implies scarcity. Debt implies I owe something to someone, okay? And it creates a negative feeling emotion, okay? It has negative energy attached to it, debt. Flip it on its head and start calling your debt leverage. Leverage is you've borrowed that money in order to invest in something, experience something. You've enriched your life in some way, shape, or form with that leverage that you borrowed from the credit card company or the bank or whatever. Call it leverage, and watch how your relationship to debt and leverage starts to improve. Notice how your feeling towards whatever debt you've got piled up actually starts to improve as a result. You're just making that really, really important pivot. Okay, really important pivot. So another thing that I think is amazing that I do all the time is having a weekly date with your numbers and your finances. It's date day, it's Friday. You've got your spreadsheets, you've got your inflows, outflows, you know what's going on, you're tracking your numbers, you get wine, kombucha, you have a little dance party, whatever it is that puts you into a celebratory kind of energy, do that and date your numbers, okay? Do some gratitude exercises, okay, for what you've achieved that week and what your numbers and your money has allowed you to, you get the picture, right? Do that on a weekly basis. And also, find a why. I'm going to say this again, find a why that's bigger than you. Tap into your soul's purpose, okay? So for me, I desire 50K months, okay? 50K months are what is required for me to realize my soul's purpose, okay? So my business and where I want to take it and what I want to do, Catherine Cornwall Global, I want retreats, I want education platforms, I want off-grid living, I want ultimate freedom, I want to support the rising of consciousness of the human race. I mean, these are big ass soul goals. And I've worked it backwards, and I want to be fully supported in life and in business, and 50K months are the absolute minimum required for me to achieve that. Now, obviously, my longer term financial goals are much bigger than that, okay? That's the sort of thing I want you to get clear on. So that's that section on the 8 kind of rules. So let's move on. I'm going to have some water, and then we'll move on to the mindset shift. So 10 mindset shifts to completely attune you to wealth and abundance. So look, we've spoken a lot in this workshop. I've covered a lot on how to shift your energy and become more energetically aligned with money in order to manifest more of it and create wealth. Okay. You are in control of your energy. All the things I've spoken about in this workshop, when applied, will start to shift your energy. So in the last section of this workshop, I want to share with you some key ways that wealthy people think and act differently compared to people who struggle with money or in working or middle class income brackets. The process of manifestation is really broken down into thoughts leading to feelings, feelings leading to actions, and then they go on to lead to our results, okay? It really does start at the level of the mind, okay? Beliefs are stored in the subconscious of the mind, and don't forget, we are the sum total of our beliefs. And our subconscious mind absolutely runs the show, okay? A conscious mind makes up 5% of our brain, subconscious, 95%. It's huge. It is a huge supercomputer, and it runs everything. And look, the role of the mind is beautiful, but the role of it is to simply help us to survive. But if you've joined this workshop and you're here right now listening to me, I already know that you haven't come here to merely survive. You have come here in order to thrive. And that is what wealth truly is. It is a state of thriving over surviving. So here are 10 differences between a scarcity mindset and a wealthy mindset. I want you to use these examples to start shifting your mindset towards one that is attuned to wealth rather than scarcity. And you can start doing this today. So number 1 is that rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to me. So the mindset shift here is to believe that life is always unfolding for you. It's always unfolding for you. It is happening for you instead of to you. You've probably heard that phrase before. There are lessons in growth, even in the pain. And remember, it's either a lesson or a blessing. Either way, you're winning. Okay, one of my favorite all-time quotes. Number 2, rich people play the money game to win. Poor people play the money game not to lose. There is a very big difference, okay, in approach. The mindset shift here is to view earning, spending, saving, investing your money in a positive way, and that you know that as you flow your money outwards and put your money to work, more will flow back to you, okay? Let your mantra be this: as I flow my money, 4 times flows back to me. You can say 10 times if you want. 4 times for me feels more palatable, but you can say 10 times. God, you can say 20 times if you want, but you get your beliefs behind that unequivocally, and watch how that starts to shift and transform your life. Number 3 is that rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. Again, that word want. The mindset shift here is to remember that to want is to be in an energetic state of lack. Desire feels delicious. Being committed to your desires and bringing these to fruition is your way of being, okay? So make your way of being be that I'm fully committed all the way in to bringing my desires to fruition. Manifestation, okay, is not a process. It is not a step process. I mean, we explain it in step processing, but it's a way of life. Manifestation is a way of life. It is a way of being. Number 4 is that rich people think big, poor people think small. So this mindset shift explains itself. But the very best example I can give you on this is to ensure that your goals have whys attached to them that are bigger than you. I think I've said this 3 times, but it's so important. Whys attached to them that are bigger than you, and certainly bigger than just needing money to feel comfortable. Okay, make your whys, think big, dream big. Rich, wealthy people dream big. They dare to dream big. You must dare to dream big if you're going to reach where you want to go to. What's that saying? Shoot for the moon, you might reach the stars, that sort of thing. That's what we're talking about. Number 5 is that rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. So the mindset shift is simple here. It's train yourself to focus on solutions rather than problems. Don't be a problem person. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows, and what you focus on expands. When you're focusing on the problem, you get more problems. When you focus on the solution comes to you, get more, okay? You get more. Number 6 is that rich people admire other rich people and successful people. They do. Poor people resent rich and successful people. So this mindset shift, and you've probably noticed this, okay? You probably noticed this, in your own circles and networks and people that you know. The mindset shift on this really is an emotional shift as well. So become mindful of where you cast judgment or feel resentful or jealous or envious over people that are living a more luxurious life than you. If you catch yourself doing this, then choose to reframe it. Okay, reframe this and start to get inspired. Train yourself to be inspired by the fact that if they can achieve it, then so can you. Let it light a fire under you and motivate you rather than suffocate you and make you feel, resentful and restricted. Okay. Number 7 is that rich people associate with positive, successful people, and poor people associate with negative or unsuccessful people. So the mindset shift here is to evaluate who and where you are spending most of your time. It goes back to the environment piece that I talked about earlier in the workshop. We become the product of the people we spend the most time with. What does the beliefs, values, and quality of conversation look and feel like? How do people make you feel when you spend time with them? What does the environment that you're living in look and feel like? I intentionally spend my time in luxurious locations in London, and I intentionally spend most of my time with people who expand me, who elevate me, who uplift me. Seek out expanders of energy, not those who contract your energy. Spend more time with wealthy people and watch how your entire universe will completely and utterly transform. Number 8 is that rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value because they value themselves highly. Poor people think negatively about selling and promotion. So the mindset shift on this is to drop fear of judgment and rejection. We oftentimes hold ourselves back from going after our dreams and desires or from showing up fully in a new and empowering way because it separates us from our old tribe. And we as humans are completely hardwired to toe the tribal line. We don't want to be rejected by the tribe. It is, this is really primitive stuff, okay, that's stored in our minds. It's our egos that kind of drive this stuff, but it's just an old subconscious pattern that we get to change. We get to change that starting today. Number 9 is that rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. So the mindset shift here is that recognizing that many people feel at a deep level either unworthy or undeserving of receiving. It goes back to self-worth again. And because of this, we don't receive. When we deeply subconsciously feel unworthy, we don't receive. Again, this is conditioning from childhood. It creates a worthiness wound. Again, that can be healed. That you get to transform, you get to heal that stuff, okay? And the unique ways that which that worthiness wound can appear are infinite depending on the infinite numbers of experiences, that we've all had in our lives. And number 10 is that rich people think in terms of both. Poor people think in terms of either or. I'm massive on this. I absolutely love this. So the mindset shift here for you is to remember and deeply embed in your belief system that you get to have it all. You absolutely can and get to have it all. This is one of my absolute core beliefs. I don't believe in scarcity. I don't believe in lack. I don't believe in enoughness. I simply believe that I am either in alignment or not in alignment with the things that I want right now. I don't believe in sacrifice, which implies an either or mindset. Plenty of successful people out there will tell you you've got to sacrifice everything to get to where you want to be. No, you've got to work hard potentially. You've got to, it will cost you. It will cost you some time. Might cost you some friends. It might cost you, a little bit of hard work, sweat. That's fine. But you don't have to sacrifice, okay? Sacrifice implies either or. And we live in an abundant universe. I deeply believe, and I know that we live in an infinitely abundant universe. Money is infinite. Money is infinite. There is an infinite supply of money. Money supply is not limited, okay? They are printing money. It's just numbers on a screen now. By you earning more, receiving more, you are not taking away from somebody else, okay? Which is another weird pattern that people have running. Abundance is abundance is abundance. End of story. So if you would like to deepen your transformation even further, then Cash Money Wealth is the perfect program for you to do this, okay? Cash Money Wealth is a 3-day money mastery experience. It's an extravaganza. I'm so excited about it. It is designed to master your mindset, create a new identity, and become wildly wealthy. It is my deepest passion and desire for more people to feel empowered and free when it comes to their finances and understand how to manifest larger sums of money and grow exponential wealth, okay? Let's not just have this information, given to the wealthy by the financial advisors and private bankers. No, let's have this information in the hands of the many, not in the few. Because look, when there is more money in the hands of good-hearted people, people are able to better take care of themselves. They are able to better take care of their families, give to their communities, give to the economy, have better quality choices available to them, become healthier, ultimately more freer in their options, okay? You get to show up more powerfully in other areas of your life when you are out of survival mode, okay? From living paycheck to paycheck or having to say no to things and experiences and opportunities because of money. I never want money to be the reason I ever have to say no. Money is never the reason you have to say no. So inside of the transformative 3-day money magnetism experience, you will feel, and you will achieve full reclamation of your birthright to live an abundant life. You will have complete empowerment when it comes to your finances. You will receive tools and techniques required to magnetize more money into your experience. And of course, a new and improved financial blueprint, which will elevate your thermostat to get you to where you need to be. So in addition to that, you will receive a significant upgrade of your energetic signature to attune you to more abundance. And of course, you will receive a much, much deeper understanding of wealth creation and how to do this for yourself without an expensive financial advisor. So the Cash Money Wealth link with all of the details will be sent out to all of the workshop attendees here today. So if you're feeling like it's aligned for you and you want to deepen your money mastery journey, then do go ahead and jump in. I cannot wait to see people in there. And if you have any questions, just fire an email over to hello@catherinecornwall.com, or as ever, just drop me a DM on the socials. That concludes our workshop. That includes cash frequency. I really, really hope that you have been activated by this. I really hope that you felt the power of the transmission, and I really hope it started to give you lots of tools and kind of food for thought and ideas about how it is that you can start to transform your state, your energetic state from the inside out in order to attract more abundance and ultimately manifest more money, because that's what we're here for. Thank you so, so much for joining. I am deeply celebrating you and your incredible success. I'll see you soon.